Folks, uh, here we are on the eve of the second presidential debate. We are sure, I imagine, to see at least something which will indicate the death of the republic. So we're all sitting on the edge. You know, it's like the end of Fight Club movie where, spoilers, you're holding hands with your significant other and all the buildings are blowing up. You know that feeling you get when the Pixies song comes on? Okay, that's where we're at right now. But I thought we could take a moment to appreciate something genuinely uplifting, and I know that sounds sarcastic, but I actually mean that. And it's that Ilhan Omar said "poggers." Now, I know what you're thinking. Uh, how is this relevant? First of all, if I say Ilhan Omar has said "poggers" and your response is "how is this relevant?" you're a fucking loser. But there's an answer. How is this relevant? Well, to those of you who don't know, Ilhan Omar, along with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, recently played the game Among Us with a number of people, including Hassan Piker, who I'm very happy for, Critical and some others, Pokimane, on Twitch, and they had a blast, I assume, unless they were faking it. But I think this actually marks a pretty incredible paradigm shift with regards to the relationship between politicians, media, and live streaming as a format. Different types of art are legitimized at different rates. Right now, the video game industry is larger than the movie industry, even before COVID, because now nobody goes out to see movies anymore, even before COVID. But movies are considered this legitimate, established art form, whereas video games are like a goofy, wahey, fun sort of thing. Now, of course, I'm a big proponent. Video games is art. But, you know, you don't see, for example, like politicians chiming in on The Last of Us 2 to give their opinion on the underlying themes or the direction of the story in the same way that you would see them talking about like big movies like The Irishman, for example. You know, there's just not that same, I guess, authenticity or like the legitimacy. But that sucks because let's face it, movies are fucking gay. Video games are fucking rad, okay? And so is live streaming, which is an even newer, even less respected medium. I mean, let's be real. Oh, being gay is good, by the way, but nonetheless. In fact, imagine not being gay, 2020, come on. Okay, but seriously though, with regards to Ilhan Omar saying poggers, this is fantastic to me because live streaming is this breakout industry. Like, it's getting really, really big, really, really quick. Every single year, the industry, it's almost like a exponential growth with regards to how many people watch live streams. I've been watching live streams since the beginning of live streams. Destiny, whose community I came from, was one of the first I'm pretty sure the first professional live streamer. Like, period. He was making the tech work back 10 years ago when it was almost when you had to like have a fucking doctorate in order to figure out how to get live streaming to work. And nowadays it's easy, of course. That's how tech progresses. But man, it's gotten so big. And every medium, video games or live streaming or movies or whatever, is a medium that political figures can use to influence and contact the people they want to vote for them. And let's face it, people. The Republican Party is by and large the party of stuck-up evangelical dinosaurs who live fearfully in their suburbs with bars on their first and second floor windows because they're afraid a black man is going to jog 30 miles from the nearby downtown to rob them. Like, this is a very sheltered demographic of people that has a moderate hold on the broader demographic, but is nonetheless not really representative of America. The younger you get, the more likely people vote Dem. And young people fucking love live streaming. Young people love video games. And what I see here, and pardon me for being overly earnest maybe, I do like Ilhan Omar quite a bit, an AOC, for fairly obvious reasons. What I see here is maybe the most inspiring instance of a politician humanizing themselves through a medium politicians typically ignore in my lifetime. And that is incredible. Because politicians are people. Some of them are lizard people, obviously, like we know about Pence, for example. But they are nonetheless people. Ilhan Omar and AOC, at least in my opinion, are deeply impressive people. And to see them just have fun playing a game on a live stream goes a long way towards giving young people the impression that there is a reason to care about what goes on in Washington. You know? Yeah, and I want to be clear about this too. Rave Dubin, thank you for bringing that up. This isn't a hello, fellow kids moment because they came off really naturally there, you know? This wasn't like some dinosaur in like an office on a cherry oak desk with 14 handlers around them giving them instructions with a fucking teleprompter behind the computer monitor to give them this wasn't a Pokemon Go to the polls kind of moment. AOC is legitimately, at least from what I can see, a fairly dorky and endearing person, and Ilhan Omar as well, though I wasn't watching her live stream. And they came off really naturally while they played the game. I mean, they weren't amazing at it, though Ilhan actually did get like 4 kills as imposter one round, which is pretty pog, I've never played Among Us, so that's more than I've ever gotten. But it was like a really, 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 I think a sincere expression of AOC and Ilhan Omar's desire to reach out authentically to the youngins. And that's awesome. That's like really amazing. Can you imagine a future where politicians, in addition to their Twitter accounts and their YouTube channel where they upload campaign videos, they also have like a Twitch stream, and every once in a while they actually like just relax with the Twitch stream? Now, not every politician is going to do that, of course. Not everyone can. It's not as ubiquitous as a Twitter account, but it is something. It is human. And that, I don't know, that just thinking about that, like, makes me really happy. Yeah, I would vote for a rager, by the way. Like, somebody who throws the controller after they fuck up and die or something, or plays League of Legends and gets hard stuck fucking Plat 5 and just stays mad the whole goddamn... I support this. I'm in favor, okay? 100%. Because I am and always have been a very strong believer in the potential goodness of democracy. Because why does democracy in our country suck? There are a lot of politicians who they get elected bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but then they talk with the committees, they talk with the campaign managers, they get into the Senate or Congress, and they talk and hey, turns out you can't actually do X or Y the way you thought you could, because if you do that, you're going to upset that group of people, and they're going to come after you. You can't do any of the things you wanted to do, actually. Oh, by the way, you don't want to be sincere when you say X. You have no chance at re-election if you don't say X, but you can't do X. If you do X, you're not going to be looked on favorably by the party. In fact, you're probably going to go down as a terrible politician. The people think they want X. They don't really want X. And you have all these cynical layers of compromise that build up over and over and over again. Being a politician must be exhausting. And at the end, I feel like you get somebody like Hillary Clinton, When I think of Hillary Clinton, I don't think of an inherently evil person. I think of a really ambitious person who probably once had some pretty legitimate aspirations, but over time has just been eroded into the definition of like an establishment politician. And then on the opposite side, you have somebody like Bernie Sanders, who, in spite of having kept a good shot, within the presidency. Oh, by the way, that's not apologia for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is fucking terrible. I need to be perfectly clear with that. But if you take a look at how she behaved like 30 years ago as opposed to how she behaves today, I think it's very clear that there's something essential inside of her brain that got sanded down. I think a lot of evil people turn out that way specifically because of that. But then you have somebody like Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders never compromises, at least with regards to his personal politics. Dude got into the Senate as an independent And I think that's one of the reasons why everyone just got so mad at Bernie Sanders. You know, Hillary Clinton said Bernie Sanders had no fans in the Senate. That makes sense to me. Can you imagine having lost your whole life, slowly being whittled down, having less and less faith in the system, and then somebody like Bernie Sanders shows up like a fucking alpha big dick Chad and just sits there and he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to sit in this chair for like 50 years and just every time you call on me, I'm going to tell you all how you're fucking over the working class. Like, same language every time. I'm not going to change. I will die in this seat before I alter my perspective on the world one iota. Like, that's got to frustrate some people. But underneath all of that, underneath all the shit politicians get worn down on, I really do believe it's possible to have a good politician. If I didn't, I wouldn't be such a fan of Bernie, and I wouldn't be such a fan of AOC and Ilhan Omar. And when I see stuff like this, it really invigorates my hope and my positive feelings about the future of democracy, potentially. That there are representatives who are sincerely, legitimately interested in reaching out to their constituency, who are people who with integrity, who have fun, and they make the same jokes as us, and that's awesome. I understand, of course, this is a little rambly, because there's not like a strong point here, but do you, and I'm asking sincerely, do you understand what I mean? Do you, as I do, believe this is representative of some potential good? Like there's like a seed of like functional democratic representation in here, where you don't have to vote for cynical corporate, do-gooders. You can vote for people with quirks and flaws and interests who can be silly or who can be earnest or who can be sometimes kind of doomer, but are always authentic. And these people are real. And it's not that they don't exist. It's not that power, political power, necessarily destroys a person. It is that the system as it exists right now is choosing the Hillary Clinton types over the Bernie types. Not that Bernie Sanders is one in a million anomaly. I don't think that. In fact, I'll say that right here. Bernie Sanders is an exceptional person, but I don't think Bernie Sanders is alone. I think that under a better system, with real changes that could be made empirically, we could have lots of politicians like Bernie Sanders. It's a big fucking country, people. 330 so million people in this country. You think there's one Bernie Sanders? Now, maybe he was the one guy intelligent or lucky enough to get his way into the Senate and to the presidential races, being who he is, but that doesn't mean he's the only one like him. The country is full of honest, good-natured people, and I genuinely hope that we can live to see a country where those are the ones that win their elections. I want to see a world where everyone is saying Poggers. All right? That's what I want right here. I want an America where Poggers is the concept of Poggers is integral to the functioning of our democracy. And one step at a time, baby. We're getting in there. And to respond to everyone in chat, because I saw this like 20 times, I am never running for office. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking joke. You do it. You fucking kidding me? You do it. All right? I'm not no, thank you. I appreciate your concern, but no, you can do it. Thank you.